नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, a very warm welcome everyone. आपका दोस्त, आपका होस्ट आरजे वरुण इज हियर. ऑलमोस्ट 8 महीने के बाद मुझे भी थोड़ा ऑड लग रहा है. मुझे भी थोड़ा न्यू फील हो रहा है यहाँ पर. आई एम स्टिल गेटिंग यूज्ड टू द सेटअप हियर, बट एज आई सेड, आई वाज वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड व्हेन आई put that message, and I am really very excited to be in the studio. So जहां से भी आप मेरे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं, जहां पर भी आप हैं, आप सबको एक बार फिर से गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून, इवनिंग, या हमारे जैसे ऑलमोस्ट नाइट हो चुकी है. तो सबको एक बार फिर से वेरी 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 वार्म वेलकम फ्रॉम द स्टूडियोज ऑफ रेडियो मिर्ची 1310 AM. आपका अपना शो द वरुण कपूर शो, जो कि हर थर्सडे आता है 9 बजे. आज हमने शुरुआत 7 बजे से की है, बट फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट वीक ऑनवर्ड्स हम वापस अपने नॉर्मल ट्रैक पे आएंगे, विच इज आई विल बी इन द स्टूडियो 9 PM PST, एंड 9 से 11 हमारा साथ बना रहेगा, और 2 घंटे के लिए we will be in the studio talking about all the other things around happening around the world. And इसीलिए आज I am actually very very honored and very very blessed to kick off my 8 month break from this station, from the studio, with a very special guest. And really, I am very, very, very blessed because, I've known him for a very long time indirectly through, the work he does. Yes, unfortunately, I would say I have never been able to work for him, with him, but, things change. And I'm pretty confident, one day it will happen. But more than that, he has been an amazing person who's been in the news. He's a serial entrepreneur. He has built up companies. He's funded so many companies. He has so many other things that he does around the world, I would say. And recently, for the last couple of years, I've been observing, he's also been, kind of after my job as well. He's in the limelight. He is actually someone who is now in front of the camera. He's interviewing, all his friends, I would say, colleagues, people from who have created such amazing companies around the world. And I could not be even, I could go on and on and on and on, but that's not the point, because we have a very, very, very fixed agenda that we really want to cover on this show tonight. So without any other wastage of time and further ado, let me introduce you, Sanjeev Goyal. So welcome to the Radio Mirchi and the Varun Kapur show, Sanjeev.
Thanks, Varun. I'm so glad I'm here with you, and I'm looking forward to learn some interesting things from you. How can I really help propagate the message of IIT 2020?
Yes.
This event is very important for me, and we are 500,000 plus IITian globally in 100 plus cities. Our mission is, how do we connect with all of them? At the same time, how can we contribute back to the society? So we are inviting everyone. Our event is open to all. Every single one is invited. Please do join us. Register at IIT2020.org, and let's be part of, let's be the architect of the future.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about that. First of all, even before we go there, for people who don't know you, let's do a kind of introduction. I know I did what I personally know of, but let's know more about you from a professional aspect as well. Who is Sanjeev Goyal?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'm just
don't say I'm a regular guy. Don't go that way. Yeah.
So let me talk about what I stand for. Okay. That's more important, because my professional accomplishments are there, what it is. I believe all of us have a responsibility. I believe we are here for a purpose. And the purpose is, how do we create better life for every single person? How do we create a better world? And the easiest way to do that is by learning. Because when we learn, we find areas, how can we help? And if you look at Silicon Valley, there are thousands of multi-billionaires from my institute, IIT. What is different between them and us? And that's the common question I ask from myself too, and I ask from all of them. What I realize is they're all very curious. So when you ask me who I am, so I'm a curious guy. And whenever I see things, mostly I see things very differently. My viewpoint is very different. And I am looking to connect the dots. So when you and me talked about radio station and we start talking about what you're doing, I started thinking, how do we recreate a better environment? Because we are all living in a digital world, radio station, newspaper, and all. We are all evolving and it's changing. But the medium is still the same. People want to feel connected. So what you and me can do to stay connected. So coming back to me is I'm just a student of life. I'm learning. My new passion is food.
Oh, okay.
So food means I'm not going for farming. I'm not buying an almond farm here. When I talk about food, is our global population has grown to 7.5 billion people in the last 70 years, from 2.5, so 3 times. We are expecting it to be 10 billion people. We can't cut more forest. We can't cut more. We can't put more fertilizer and put more chemicals. So that is where my heart is. So who I am learning a lot about food. I'm looking for ways how we can feed the future and provide quality food to them.
Great. So tell us a little bit more about this Impact series. What are you trying to achieve through this Impact series? What is this all about?
So Impact series is our initiative with IIT 2020. IIT 2020 is our mega conference where we are inviting every single human being who wants to be part of the future to join us, collaborate with us, and co-invent the future they want. We are definitely looking to connect all our alumni globally. The Impact series is really the idea behind how do we recognize some of these impact makers or change makers. There are a lot of phenomenal people in our society. There are a lot of unsung heroes walking around, walking among us. So we are recognizing them. We are talking to them. We are bringing their message to the world. So that's really what Impact series is about.
Okay. So people are asking questions like, what is IIT 2020 org? Is that an organization? What is it all about?
So Pan IIT USA is an organization. We have 23 IITs in India, and combined of those 23 IITs, we call it Pan IIT USA. So IIT 2020 is our conference where we are bringing amazing speakers.
Okay. So, and if somebody wants to know more, where are the details? I'm just going to take some random questions as well.
Sure. You just go to IIT2020.org.
Okay.
And please register there.
Okay.
And there is no fee for registration. This is the first time. Last time we were charging $400 for the same registration.
Very nice. Okay. So guys, of course, we'll continue to know more about it, but if you are right now sitting in front of a computer, this is a good opportunity. Go to IIT2020.org and register for free. Now, as a person who's not from IIT, one of the questions which will definitely come up, if you're not part of, you've not got any kind of degree or anything certification from IIT, what's in store for anybody who is not even part of that alumni?
So, Varun, we happen to go to IIT. Yes, we talked about it a few minutes ago, so I will not say that it's easy to get into IIT.
Yeah.
However, we are all architect of the future.
Yeah.
We all have a role to play. What we are really looking for is collaborating with everyone, because by collaborating, we create something better. So answer is very simple. If you want to be part of the future, if you want to help us build the blueprint of the future, please join us.
Okay. That's a good motivation. Even for me, I'm definitely gonna do that. But थोड़ा सा लोग ये भी जानना चाहेंगे, a little bit about who those kind of people, the speakers, the keynote speakers, and a little bit about what will be the main agenda. You've already mentioned a little bit, and you also mentioned about your interest into the food. So we'll get into that aspect as well. But if I join, and if somebody who's watching us joins, what's in store for them? What would be one or two key things, takeaways from this convention, or the
Summit, we are
summit?
calling it.
Yeah.
So, three things I wanted to talk about. Every conference, every summit, every video we watch does two things amazingly well: inspire you and educate you.
Okay.
Where most of the organizations or the conferences are not able to deliver is, what do I do with this knowledge? What do I do with this? I'm so excited. Now what? So, why IIT conferences are so different is we talk about execution. We help people with even the ecosystem. So it is more hands-on approach. Our community is very open and welcoming, and we are looking to collaborate with everyone. Silicon Valley VCs, there are so many IITians, they are funding everyone, IITian or non-IIT. So even till, and our doors are open to everyone. So that's one thing. So our focus is on execution. There are three key areas we have identified where we believe as an engineer, we can make that difference. And why I'm saying engineer doesn't mean that I'm an electrical engineer, civil engineer, or computers engineer. To me, every single human being is an engineer because we are creating something. If you are creating something, you are an engineer. So we picked three areas. One, we call it global economy. Second, health. And third, food. And we carefully picked these three pillars for this summit. As we know, in this pandemic world, economy has completely changed. All the things you and me believed in is gone. We don't even know what is the future of currency today. Is it going to be blockchain? Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be new kind of euro? Is the UK going to be in a different place? There is a global conversation around what is next. Because the value in the dollar is the reason we are all here. If the value goes away, it changes everything.
Right.
I'm not scaring everyone. It's not happening. However, we have to think, what are the alternatives? So we prepare ourselves better. And at the same time, this conference is going to help people understand where are the opportunities, because there are a lot of opportunities in financial space.
Yep.
And it's not just about old opportunities we used to talk about, financial inclusion only. There are tremendous opportunities for every single person who is listening to us. They can co-found a company, they can create an initiative in their own organization, or they can join a team.
Great. And I think fintech is anyways, from my personal experience as well, I started off when I started my US career. I started off with like Wells Fargo, and I've worked for, even my wife has worked for, and we saw how it transformed itself. It has been going through this digital transformation, as well as other transformations which have happened, and it's just not fintech. I would say almost all, like retail. I think it's gonna. I don't know. I'm a very positive person overall, but it looks like a lot of retail has been wiped off. But there are other avenues which have opened up. Even like, for example, Kohl's and Walmarts of the world, they lost a lot of businesses, but then they have now kind of transformed. They're coming up with newer things, newer technologies, and newer programs, projects as well, which are gonna change the face of these retail giants as well.
So Varun, we can continue to talk about it, but reality is, for a new leaf to grow, old has to die.
True, very true.
So as you and me were discussing earlier, we are all in pursuit of perfection.
Yep.
So God hasn't done yet. He's still perfecting the leaves, or she, I don't even know. But so the big thing is, retail is transforming. Retail is not going anywhere. The way we connect with the brands, the way we connect with the products, that is changing. What we buy is changing. So, and that is a natural evolution process. We cannot say, hey, this is dying. It's not dying. It's just transforming into something new.
Yep.
And you were in health. Why don't you talk about your experience in health, and then I will share with you what are we doing in health.
Right. Like we were talking, right? I mean, healthcare was, or this domain itself was totally new to me. I had no clue what I was getting into, but me being me, I had to venture out. I had to get out of my comfort zone, and I had to try out something new. But few things that I definitely learned. First, it was more in the that diabetes kind of platform, and I had no clue what this disease. It used to be like a very common phenomena, I would say, in India. Every single person used to say, sugar to sabko hi hota hai. It's not.
It's unfortunate.
That's how, and I think partially our I don't know, government or the agencies are also responsible, because you cross a certain limit and they just categorize you that you're diabetic. But I think having worked for such a platform, having worked to build certain things around that, I got to realize what this disease is actually all about. How, and we used to have an app. I used to look at those numbers. I used to interpret those numbers. I used to understand what things were happening in a body, in a human body, and how we could change all that. It was all happening because of technology. And it was definitely an eye opener. It was definitely something which I realized that we don't get to know a lot of things till the time we don't get into something new, something out of our comfort zone. And I'm really happy I was part of that for almost 3 years. And but then again, once you get into something, you want to venture out, try out something new as well. And now, even though I am in the IoT space, but still I am inclined in building, or our teams are building certain for the healthcare space as well. So it's all kind of connected. But love to hear your inputs, because you have been very, very close to a lot of these transformations yourself.
So let's talk about health.
Yeah.
We are treating people the same way. What that means is we are not same. 7.5 billion of us have different fingerprint. There is no way we can be same.
Yep.
So same Panadol for every single human being, same quantity, doesn't make sense. So if you have a heart disease, your reasons can be very different than somebody else. So the challenge in past was we didn't have enough data. We didn't have enough understanding. So we are really looking for ways, how do we get to personalize healthcare? And we have done a lot of work in the companies I was involved in. A few startups are doing tremendous work. In fact, one of the startup is by one of the IIT Delhi alums, Sumit, in UK, where he has the largest database of Asian genome.
Okay.
Now, think about it. If I have tons of DNA data, what can I do with that? Now, on top, it looks like, okay, just the data, what do I do? At 23andMe has it, somebody else has it. Now I start adding other data. So for example, with Apple Watch, I'm collecting all sort of data. Then I start augmenting it with what I am eating and what time I eat and what happened to my skin conductance, what happened to my oxygen level, what happened to my heart rate, all that I start measuring. Imagine a world where all this data is assimilated, and then you start finding patterns, and then you give right medicine or right cure to each person. And that is where the biggest challenge is, because nobody is thinking through that. And the reason I'm bringing all this up to your audience is there are so many opportunities. I wake up every day, say, oh, you need somebody who can just do the database analysis. You need somebody who can even come up with a new kind of logic. You need somebody who can take Google AI or IBM AI or Microsoft AI and create some new kind of patterns. So phenomenal opportunities in just understanding the data. On top of that, we have a challenge of trust because you and me will not give our data just like that. Absolutely. So who do we trust?
Yep.
How do we ensure that this data is in the right hand? Mm-hmm. How we ensure that we spoof the personalized information? So Varun, his basic information, where he lives, some of those things are taken out.
Correct.
So now this data is purely for scientific research purposes. Yeah. But the big thing I'm trying to make it is we are heading towards personalized healthcare, which is missing for last at least I would say 20 plus years, in spite of the technology we have.
Correct. I was just hearing you out. It looked like a pitch that I'm sure my ex, company, folks would have made, because the way you explained it, right? I think that was how my interview went. They were explaining me almost the same thing, that this is what we do. This is how we assimilate the customer data. This is how we customize. All this data is then kind of segregated, and then we take out the personal information. We give this very specific information to physicians, to the practitioners, who then and they were all, like I said, they were into diabetes. So based on those numbers, based on that data, they would then assign how many units of insulin should be assigned. And like you very rightly said, right, not everyone will have the same kind of body structure. They don't have the same kind of intake of the how the medicine will react. So all that is how I think, even they, and there are so many other platforms, and you brought a very good example, uh, which is that companies like Apple's and other healthcare as well. Not Apple is not definitely not in healthcare, but Apple is getting into all that with all the new watch. And recently, I'm sure you would have heard about Amazon getting into that, the wearables,
Yeah,
and then they're kind
there.
of doing the whole body AI structure. My one of my close friends is actually part of that team, who is behind the scene doing all the AI and the machine learning, and how the body, the BMI is actually calculated versus other things. And he was, initially he did not even tell me he was part of the project. It was so secretive. But now I know, and everybody knows, that no company, be it Apple, be it Amazon, I'm sure, Microsoft has something already, which maybe I'm not aware of. Everybody is getting into this healthcare, but more than the healthcare, right? I mean, we were definitely not focused on the healthcare topic, because
no, we are focused on opportunity. I'm an entrepreneur. Absolutely. I'm looking for entrepreneurs. We want to have every single one of your speaker audience to find opportunities. Either they do it themselves, or they work with their own organization and create.
So I see a couple of people saying, and there's one Purna Rao who's saying, I don't know if he or she, but yeah, Purna says, I've been to this website, I'm registered now.
Nice.
So
thank you.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are actually gonna register, hopefully, and you'll get to know. And another comment, which again Purna says, is please read heart as health. That's a good way of looking at, heart means health, or you represent that. Okay, going back to the main topic, entrepreneurship. Like I personally am always looking for not only entrepreneurs. I'm always looking for mentors, right? I mean, somebody who could be in the IT or technology space, could be somebody outside of that. It really doesn't matter, till the time people have, somebody has that kind of knowledge or experience or that attitude, or mix of all of that. Could be a mentor. Now, part of this initiative that you've taken, a lot of people would be asking questions. How could I make a certain person as my mentor, or how could I be a mentee to somebody? What are your thoughts about it, and how do you tell an average person like me that, what, Varun, these are the things that you need to have when you are meeting a mentor, or you want somebody to be a mentor, and this is how you should proceed? What's your guidance on that?
So, Varun, it's a very tough question. Because we are all very different.
Yes.
But great question. So in my life, throughout my life, I had so many mentors. Sure. And every aspect of your life, you need mentors. And it's not only about our professional I will change the topic a little bit.
Yeah.
It's on the personal side. Majority of us, especially people come from India and Asian origin, we have huge challenges building a relationship. So how do you find mentors? You look around, you find the people you think, at least you believe they are doing well. You have a conversation with them. You ask them simple question. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it's not about somebody who has $1 billion in their bank account.
True.
It's about the people who have the wealth of that knowledge.
Yes.
And I will tell you one thing. Nobody has ever said no to me when I asked them. It's so simple. You just ask them what mentors are looking for. Let's talk about that. They are looking for very simple thing. Are you really serious? Do you really care? Or you are just interested in me as a part of your Rolodex so you can tell the whole world that John Doe is your mentor? So are you really thirsty for the knowledge? So it's not difficult. And they walk among us. And just to expand it further, I find every single person is teaching me something. Every single one. I go for hiking, and I picked up this couple of years ago, and I can't even tell you. They all come from different walk of life. Majority of them, I never met them earlier. Couple of them, I become good friend now. And they are all doing different things. Some are, even bartenders, and some are doing some amazing work in tech, and some are doing something else. And they all teach me something. And it's sometimes it hurts your ego. It's like, oh shit, I don't even know that.
Right.
So answer is very simple. What do you want to learn? Once you figure it out, mentors will happen.
Right.
And just to expand it further, one big thing I have learned in so many years of my life, I hope I'll be able to save 20, 30 years of your life and other or your audience life is, if you don't believe in yourself, why will someone else believe in you?
That's very true. Yeah.
So you have to start believing in yourself.
Yeah. I use that statement a lot actually. That's my friends say, mera takiya kalam kai baar ban jata hai ye. Because if you don't believe in yourself, why would anybody? Why would? So no, absolutely. I think I agree with what you and like you said, right? I mean, for being a mentor, you don't have to be in the professional space itself. I have seen, sometimes I say, mentor might be a little big for this thing, but I learn from anybody. I learn from my 5-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
And I learn from my 2-year-old daughter as well, because she also has taught me a lot of patience. Let me say that, for the last 8, 9 months, we've been in a lockdown. I think it has also taught us a lot. These 8 times, nobody would have imagined, and we don't know. So let me just put that question to you. As an entrepreneur, as somebody who is always looking for certain new things, right? How could we do certain things to improve our lifestyle, improve our community, and all that? How do you see this COVID situation, and what is your take on this COVID?
So two things. One is like everybody else, I am pretty, makes me sad that a lot of people are dying. The economy is completely has gone to the toilet. Pardon me for saying that. Mental illness is the biggest problem today. I know several of my personal friends are going through that. So it's not only taking a toll on our economy in terms of dollars, emotionally it has taken a toll. Yes, some companies are thriving, technologies are really going up and all that. Kind of, you feel like there is a rainbow somewhere. So that makes me sad. On the same, but let's talk the flip side. I always believe in positive. I always see things glass half full. So now universe has put us in this situation. What do we do with that? How do we make the best out of it? So I started thinking, what is the future? What can we do in the future? And that is the reason the core topic of this conference is future is now. And let's discuss what is that future. Let's collaborate and create the blueprint of the future. Let's find the newer opportunities, which was there earlier, but this situation is really catalyst for that. So let's talk about health, because health is something very important and every single one is really struggling with that.
Yes.
So a few things I'm learning, and I'm investing in two companies right now. One is really talking about supplements, that what kind of supplements you should take. Most of us think, oh, we don't need any supplements. Well, I kind of disagree with that. However, it's not about you go to Costco or a store and you buy 20 pills or 20 bottles and you start taking it. You need to really understand how and what it does to your body, because that's wrong. Go and read about it, research about it. But coming back to the health, health is becoming a really, really big issue. And the biggest challenge I see when we develop these vaccines we are talking, especially for COVID, where is the data to collaborate? I hear a lot of things from different pharma companies. Oh, we are doing this kind of collaboration, this kind of collaboration. And I talk to even the group chairman level people from different pharma companies who have the license of major companies, formulations and all, or first right. We still don't have the data to substantiate what is working, what's not working. So we really need a global footprint and a data store for the healthcare data. So we can start creating things at the global scale. We are so isolated and so driven by the profit. We are not thinking about impact. We are not thinking about humans. We are not thinking about human lives. We are all trying to hold the data, which was okay, maybe earlier, because pharma companies were investing billions of dollars in researching these drugs, not anymore. So we really need to find, and I am not saying that profit making is wrong. Well, all I'm saying is we need to find new ways to do data share so we can create better opportunity.
Got it. I'm going to take some questions as well. Let me just see if there are. People are really appreciating you. That I can tell you. The guest is so calm, balanced, well spoken. We need these kind of people who teach us many good things. Wealth of knowledge is more worthy than millions of dollars in house.
Absolutely.
Yep. So
that we are going to leave here.
Exactly.
But knowledge we can share.
Yep. Now, going back to this, summit as well. You have listed few of the speakers, few of the people. So tell us a little bit about the esteemed list of guests you've already spoken to few. You are gonna speak to few as well in the future. Tell us a little bit about the variety or the variance in the kind of speakers you have lined up for this.
So we have some of the names are already public, so that's on the website, and we are going to do a lot of social media posting around it. So please follow us on the LinkedIn and Facebook and other places. IIT2020. Raj, FedEx CEO, he is a confirmed speaker, great prolific speaker. I definitely request you guys to check. On the Impact series, I already have Naveen Jain, CEO of Viome. I had head of Google TensorFlow, Sumit. We had IBM leads. I'll be happy to share the list of the amazing people I talked to. One in particular is very interesting, Ashmit Sedana. Mm-hmm. Ashmit is a VC. So he called himself chief engineer. He doesn't call himself an MD. And he has invested into, of course, so many amazing companies, but he's one of the guy I met who understand finance, but he's an engineer at heart. So you will get to learn from people like him who will be very open when they share their knowledge. There are some big political leaders too. I'm saying a political, but senior level They're policymaker and they are driving the world. I'm not at the liberty to disclose their names at this point of time.
Let's say global leaders.
Yes, global leaders.
Global leaders are going to be part of this. Yes.
We have soft acceptance from the best of the best entrepreneurs in the world. We have Mohit Aaron. He will be speaking, which is he's the CEO of Cohesity and co-founder of Nutanix. He's confirmed. Carl, Sequoia Venture, he has confirmed. He's going to be one of the speakers. Ashu Garg from Foundation Capital, he's going to be one of the speakers. We have amazing lineup. Right. I cannot, in fact, there are so many amazing speakers. We are having tough time how to plan it because the challenge we are having, these are all first among equals.
Absolutely. And a lot of egos to satisfy as well, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, a lot of different levels of people, right? I mean, they want to have their own space because this is a very prestigious kind of platform for sure. I can see that.
Actually, Varun, since you mentioned that word, I thought I'll be dealing with a lot of ego. I'm surprised how humble all of them are.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was talking to one of my friend who's himself is a pretty big shot. He is a group chairman of a major pharma in Europe. And he said, these guys are so humble. And he said, Sanjiv, fuller the tree is, lower the branches are.
Wow.
Like, give you a simple example. Most of your audience knows Arjun Malhotra. I went and met him today. He opened the door himself. He walked out with us. He dropped me first. Then my colleague was also there. He walked with her and dropped her. He's in late 70s or mid 70s. He has done how many billions dollars of companies you and me both know. HCL, Headstrong, and so many of those. Wow. So, and you go and meet him at his house. Really humble guy. Naveen Jain, I will text him right now. He will respond back right away. All these people are so humble. I can't even tell you. It's just a myth that when people achieve a stage, another person I talked to, Adam Stack. Adam Stack has 20 shows in Las Vegas, not one or two, 20 shows. I am amazed how humble people are. So there is no challenge I'm dealing with anyone. In fact, funnily enough, I see ego in the people who doesn't have substance. People who have substance, zero ego almost.
Right. I think.
Sorry, I just want to correct you.
No. That speaks volume, right? I mean, that's how they should be. But we've also heard stories, and that's why I could, I put that point across that I'm sure that would be the case. But on the flip side, now I see, a couple of such kind of people I've interacted with, I share the same feeling. They become so, or maybe it's that they've achieved so much that they really want to give back, and they are so humble. But I think that's how it should be. That's how it should definitely be. Arrogance or attitude and all that, doesn't go a long way. All right. So let's kind of, it's been almost 40 minutes. Yeah, we definitely will be wrapping it up. But tell us a little bit more about, your affiliation. I know you have too much on your plate. You definitely cannot, be like me. You also have 24 hours in a day. You don't have 48 hours in a day. So how are you managing all this? With everything going around you, what's the secret sauce?
Oh, that's
a secret.
That's a secret.
All right.
So no, Varun, it's not difficult. So what I'm finding it is, so a few things I've learned, especially in the last 4 years. If you are physically fit, you can perform better. I'm finding this, I used to hear this, my parents used to say that, everybody used to say that. I never did that in my life. But in last, I will say 2.5 years, I'm very active physically. And that has improved my performance multiple times.
I know. I can vouch for that. I think sometimes I'll be very honest, okay, and pardon me for saying this, but sometimes I feel all the number of hikes, all the physical activity that you're doing, where are you getting the time for? From where are you getting this time? Because you have so much things, but I think your focus has also changed. I've been following you on social media. I've seen you all of a sudden in the last couple of years. I would say I've seen you more focused on your the health aspect, I would say, and which speaks volume, the way you're looking right now as well. But yeah, please carry on. I mean, but I would definitely love to know, what made you kind of go that route? What happened?
So, two things. I'm not doing it for health.
Okay.
So that's number one.
Okay.
I tried losing weight for 10 years and I couldn't lose even a single pound. The minute I changed my focus from weight loss to energy, everything changed. Because what I started doing it is I eat something and I see, is it increasing my energy or my energy is down? And then the magic happens because I don't stop consuming those things which makes me feel like sluggish or
Bloated
I'm not really bloated and all. So why eat it? Right. So that, and the second is hiking started purely as a curiosity.
Okay.
It was complete curiosity, bizarre curiosity. 2.5 years ago, I couldn't even walk 3 miles. And today, last week, I did 16 miles hike, day one. Day two, in the morning, I did 5 mile hike. And third day, I went and even played golf.
Wow.
But now you can say, Sanjeev, all these hours, then how do you work?
Yeah.
So what is really the work for most of us? Most of our work is brain. It's not about sitting in front of a computer and typing.
Okay.
Most of the software developer, if somebody says he do coding for 8 hours, I think we should not even keep him in the company.
Right.
I'm sorry. A lot of you may be software developers because that's not what your job is. Your job is to think. So you can do the coding in 2.5 hours. I mean, good coder doesn't do more than 3 hours of coding in the day, right? When you talk about QA, you're always looking for ways. How do you automate it? How do you put the best process in place? How do you ensure the delivery is made? You're a program manager. I don't think you need to manage the program. You need to set the processes so you can get better results. Yeah. If you don't have the processes, so now what is that? That is thinking. Sure. And the minute you start connecting those dots, magic happens. So coming back to, I also wonder, but the big reason is I'm doing it because, now it's like a drug. You want more.
I could see that.
You want more. So it's not tough. You just have to start it and then just see where it goes.
I think it's always the first step, which is tough, right? I can, again, I'm an ideal example for that as well. Many times I also get kind of charged up and do certain things, but then it's that first step and then losing the motivation. Sometimes it is some personal issues, professional issues. People definitely lose that motivation. So I think getting that feeling that this is like an adrenaline rush or some kind of drug, I think it's very important, and that can continue on and keeps you motivated as well, I think. And I'm sure, very confident, you keep on posting these pictures, please, and you will definitely motivate me one day for sure. But definitely it has motivated a lot of people because what happens is, again, the benefits of social media, I would say. Sometimes people feel like, why is this guy posting this? What the fun?
What is the purpose behind?
What is the purpose, right? I mean, sometimes they feel, he's just a show off. He just wants to show off that how.
So I'm not putting my pictures of the car.
Right. No, but even this, right? I mean, so they say, right? I mean, getting the six pack and all that stuff and building, all the muscles. But then for some of us or some of the people, it's like, if he can do it or she can do it, I can do it. And that motivation is very, I'll give you another example. There's a bodybuilder. I have never met her. Somehow we got connected through some social media angle. So she had some common friends and, we kind of connected. And she is now, she's into IT, but she's turned into a professional bodybuilder.
Oh, wow.
She has transformed in the last 1 year And I mean, you look at her. So I was forced, that one day even though I did not know her, uh, I pinged her and I said, you know what, looking at your post, the way you have transformed in the last year, I think is really motivating. And I'll tell you, the first week itself when I said that, I started running. Just looking at her, that if she and she used to be like not that fit. Let me just put it that way, that she was not. Now she has a very athletic, very well sculptured body, and she is taking part, in these competitions. And recently, very recently, she won the first prize, and this has happened in the last 1 year. I mean, it has been a journey. I'm sure she would have worked her ass off, but that's paying off. And it's not about the physical attribute. It's all about, getting healthy. So when I chatted, she definitely thanked that, appreciate that. But she said it was again about not being just healthy. I had to take care of my stuff because I was losing the focus. I was losing energy. I was not able to focus on my work. I was not able to do anything in my life. And this is where I am right now, that now I have more energy. So to a person outside, yes, it looks like, you guys are spending more time on this attribute and you're wasting time and all. But eventually I think you're right. 2 hours, 3 hours, you can get your work done as well. You don't have to linger on and on for the whole 8 hours. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, again, there are still 24 hours. You and me both know.
Yeah.
There's still time you can find. But not to blabber about this, start with half a mile.
Yeah.
Start with 1 mile. We are not competing with anyone. And that is the biggest learning for me. If you can walk 100 yards, just do 100.
All right. Gonna change the topic because people are saying, Varun, he's asking you to do some exercise now.
Yeah.
So, yes, he is.
I was about to say that. That's how many push-ups can we do right now?
Right. And so let me take one more question. I know it's almost top of the hour. So Vinita is asking, with China controlling majority of the crypto mining operations, while China is still not allowing, ICOs as a county, how stable do you see applicability of cryptocurrency such as bitcoins?
Well, it's a loaded question. And I'm on the other camp. So I don't see, and I may be wrong completely. I still don't have confidence, the kind of confidence people have in crypto.
Okay.
However, on ICO, which is initial coin offering, I do see there will be a movement, hopefully soon. And I do see that as a real product because it changes the way we invest into the companies. However, regulators have to figure it out so that we keep the scammers away. You saw what happened in initial crypto. There's so many coin come in, and I look at it and say there are 50 of those, and I say, what is the basis of it? Why this guy got $1 billion for what? There is nothing. It's right. Like literally ether. So when we talk about money is a very complex topic. We both know that. I'm not an expert. We have to really understand. It took us thousands of years to perfect money. I don't know how crypto can replace the systems we have developed in a few hundred years.
Right.
It's a control. It's a trust issue.
Yep. I agree. Big trust issue.
Yeah. But ICO, I believe there are areas, and that definitely there can be more interesting. But I'm not an expert. Sorry, I'll defer the question to some experts.
Right. And one of the experts would be one of your speakers as well. So we'll see, if we could get this question or something similar.
Well, Draper will be a pretty good guy to talk to because he's an expert and he has tremendous investments in that.
Perfect.
So you should definitely look it up.
Great. All right. So, on some closing thoughts now, about this, I was sitting here. I have registered as well now, while we were talking, I could not resist. But at the same time, I was looking at this, website, and I would encourage all of you, jitne bhi log hame sun rahe hain, dekh rahe hain, you should definitely go and check the website. The past conference speakers, you name it, and they've had it. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Ryan Murthy, Hillary Clinton, pretty much Amartya Singh. Wow. So you cover almost all aspects of the game. So okay, looks like we were frozen, so I had to reset it. All right. So tell us a little bit now. As a kind of a closing thing. What is your expectation out of this 2020 conference? What do you feel people would be motivated? What would they get out of it? And why should, again, the same question which I asked earlier, why should someone be part of it or should it listen?
So, Varun, great question. And when I was appointed conference chair, I was asked to lay down the blueprint of the conference, what it is, why it is future is now, why these three key areas we want to talk about, and what is the outcome. So, if you see globally, three things are very, very critical for humans: economy. We created this currency. We have to somehow figure it out, whether it's a Bitcoin, crypto, or I don't know what coin or dog coin. Second is food. If we don't have food for everyone, then we have huge problem. And third is health. If you don't have good health, then you have another problem. And I can go socialistic way, I can go from a for-profit way. Every single economy, every single country want their citizens to be healthy. Because if the citizens are healthy, it's a less burden on the overall society. So these are the three key areas we picked. Our expectation is, and the speakers we are inviting, number one, of course, they come and inspire all of you, all the audience. Number two is you learn something new, things you don't know, things you want to understand. The big one is you leave with some ideas which you can implement, things you can execute. It doesn't have to be a startup. It can be a simple thing like you go and make some changes in your daily life. It can be simple things like, as you and me talked about, is you start walking 200 yards extra every day. Or it can be a simple thing like in your organization, you start having a conversation. For example, you are in IoT space and you have health experience too. You and me both know there are a lot of areas where IoT and health has a lot of integration. But how about AI? And how do we provide that kind of knowledge to you in terms you can understand and you can see the patterns that if you combine this aspect or this kind of model in AI, apply it to IoT and add health to that, you can create tremendous opportunity, maybe for Cisco, maybe for someone else. And that is really the outcome. Of course, my wish is we create more companies, we create more entrepreneurs, we help more entrepreneurs thrive, we help the economy because entrepreneurs are the blood. We need more entrepreneurship because I truly believe I'm here because I'm an entrepreneur. Otherwise, I had no shot. And I believe it is my responsibility to help budding entrepreneurs so they don't make the mistakes I've done.
And learn from yours.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's
so that's my dream.
Very well put and very well said as well. But I think some of the challenges, right? And I again, this is a topic for a separate discussion as well. We'll definitely do that. People are always, pulled down because of certain things. Maybe immigration, maybe some personal challenges, families challenges, and then so on and so forth. This thing can go on and on and on. I mean, there are things, but I think as a true entrepreneur, I think that's also one of the capability which I feel as an entrepreneur you should have is how to get yourself out of all those shackles and break them and then build up something for yourself, your community, and then structure it out. I mean, that's another aspect which even I'm trying to learn. But a good question would be, can it be learned, or it has to be inbuilt, or it has to come from within?
It's a complex question, but let me try to address what I have learned. jokingly, not jokingly, the fact is, it's like my story from Hero Bicycle to Bentley. So life is very complex. It's never linear. And the thing is, if it is linear, it's not fun. Without ups and downs, do you think life will be fun? So we came to this planet not to make money. We came to this planet to have the best human experience. Now, how do you get the best human experience? If you don't have those emotions, I think it'll be pretty shitty experience. I'm sorry, but
Right.
if every day is a rainbow outside, I don't think I'll enjoy it.
Right.
So coming back to the entrepreneurship, or coming back to, uh, so I will leave this, and maybe we can talk next time. Fear and faith both are in future. You get what you wish for. If you are worried about losing your job, you will lose your job.
Yep.
And if you have faith that you are going to get promotion or bonus, you will get it. Not because it is some magical thing. It's because your actions will be very different. When you are confident that you are going to get it, you will start doing things very differently. When you are worried you are going to lose job, you'll make more mistakes.
That is true. That's very true.
And this stuff, this is not my say, by the way. This came from a guy named Frank McKinney. You should look him up. He's a good friend, amazing guy. The story is he is 10th grade dropout. He used to dig sand pits in golf course. Today, he designed ultra luxury homes and built it in Florida. Average price tag is $23 million.
Wow.
Donald Trump calls him rock star of real estate, whether you're a fan of Trump or not. Phenomenal guy. No architecture degree, no civil engineering degree, nothing, no money. And if you don't know, and I'm sure you know, in America, you have to build the home, then you sell it. So he get the money, borrows the money because he dreams that house. He build it and then he find the buyer. And do you know what is the size of his buyer market? 50,000. There are only 50,000 people who buy that kind of houses he built.
Of course.
So it's not about the dollar size. It's about a high school dropout, no education, used to do fixer-uppers maybe 25, 28 years ago. And today he does this. He ran Badwater. When you are talking about me hiking, he runs Badwater marathons to triathlon to everything. He's making shelters in Haiti. Phenomenal. So there are heroes walk among us. The challenge, and this is what I learned, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you.
True.
So answer is, yes, there's going to be tough road. Yes, you will lose everything. You will on the verge of losing everything. But the rewards are phenomenal, man.
Yep. It's worth taking the risk. It's worth taking that plunge, is how I see it as well. Great. Very nice. There are people who definitely make me chuckle as well. There's somebody who's saying after listening to your story, damn, why did I complete my study? It's again, I personally feel, again, Sanjeev could agree to disagree, or not even agree completely, but your hard work, whatever you do, your focus, whatever you focus on, I still feel there's 1% of luck that also you definitely need a little bit of luck as well, is my take on it. I mean, they go hand in hand. Of course,
I can summarize a little differently.
Okay.
I am not disagreeing with you.
Okay.
Luck to me is when opportunity meets preparation. If you are not prepared, you will not get luck.
Correct.
So you have to be prepared to get luck.
Correct.
And that is what reality is. Once you are prepared, you will get chances. That's guaranteed.
Right. So Dheeraj, you got your answer. It's just not about, if you have a degree, you definitely have to prepare a little bit more well. And then whenever the opportunity strikes, I think you will definitely make it big. So keep up whatever you are doing. Don't forget to sign up, IIT2020.org. Make sure you sign up. You will find all the information on that website, on that portal. But more than that, I think get ready to be inspired. I am inspired already. You might even see another picture of me tomorrow running in the morning. You never know, or maybe tonight itself because I am
walking. You don't need to run.
yeah. I know. I mean, I still remember. Again, we can continue on and on, but I respect your time as
Since you
well.
talk about degree, if you don't mind, I want to take 2 minutes.
Sure, absolutely.
See, and I had this great conversation even with Arjun today, Arjun Malhotra.
Uh-huh.
Relevance of IITs, relevance of degrees. And so we have to kind of divide this education and learning separately now, because education is slightly different than the learning. Today, everything you want to learn, I don't want to say it, is available on YouTube. And I'll give you an interesting example which may make your audience think and understand what I'm saying. I did civil engineering. I used to design buildings. In fact, when I was there, I designed the tallest building of Delhi.
Oh, okay.
Structural design. And I think I was pretty good. I was a young kid, just college graduate. I got lucky, as you said, 1% luck. And my boss, because my other two colleagues, they were busy in something, and I got this opportunity. I didn't go home. I was loving it so much. I want to learn it. I want to learn it. For me, it was learning. And I was sitting with the DLF C-level executives within a year of my job.
Wow.
And Hafiz Contractor, which is considered the best contractor of India at that time. But coming back to that, so my brother is developing these projects in India. We just finished our ultra luxury complex in Meerut, and we are starting ultra luxury houses complex in Meerut again, 300 unit. Pretty interesting big project. In fact, the largest unit is selling for $1 million in Meerut. I still don't know why, but so now the point I'm trying to make it is he is a commerce graduate.
Oh, okay.
He just did BCom from Meerut, not from a fancy institute. I can say that, okay, I got an opportunity to study at IIT. He has none of that. And I can't even tell you. I cannot even talk to him. He's so good. And I asked him, how do you know that? In fact, his building is awarded by so many organizations and people. He said, how the hell you build it? All YouTube.
Oh, wow.
So he has built the entire 96 unit multi-story building in Meerut, his first project, which is considered the best place to live in Meerut. And he gives the sole credit. You're welcome to talk to him. Sole credit to
very nice.
YouTube.com.
I used to feel, like for smaller chores at home, right? I always refer to YouTube, no doubt about it, right? I mean, some fixing and all that stuff. But building such a, wow, this is amazing. I mean, this is a story that definitely needs to be told to more people. But hats off to him. And then,
so I disagree with that. Okay. Not hats off to him. What I'm saying is, knowledge is available. Lot of time we always worry about the degree. Oh, he's from IIT, or he's from IIM, or he's from MIT, or he's from Stanford. That's why he's better than us. That's not true. What is required is curiosity. You have every single thing available to you today for free.
Yep.
Problem is, are you putting enough efforts? Nobody is really looking. I'm telling you, majority of the people doesn't care about degree. When we hire people, I'm not really caring about. We do, but because that's an easy check, but not really. And if you are smart, which is not you smart, it's just to prepare. So answer is, don't worry about degrees. Focus on learning.
Right. And by the way, Dheeraj, who is definitely an amazing guy because he's been following and he's been responding to your points. he made me quiet now. He's saying, by the way, I am an IIT passed out myself, 2002 batch.
Perfect. Awesome, Dheeraj. Thank you.
All right. So
And then you don't even qualify, man.
exactly. So, but thank you for that, Dheeraj. You definitely made me feel a little awkward right now. But at the same time, I'm glad you were listening and you had, for some interested thoughts as well as comments around this conversation. I really enjoyed this conversation. We can definitely go on and on and on. There's no doubt
But
about
I
it.
have a plug here. So Dheeraj, make sure all your batchmates sign up.
Yes, absolutely.
And what hostel and what IIT?
Let's wait for that answer. All right. So, but for others, yes, fantastic segment. This is so crucial. We don't often work on our highest potential because we stop seeking answers. Wow.
Wow.
Is
this person is better than me. You should bring this person on the radio.
I'll tell you
More
something.
articulate than me.
I'll tell you something about this person as well. She is one of the very few people who have impressed me in like no time. I have other things that I do, right? And as part of that, I happened to meet her. The first time I had an interaction, I was super impressed. The kind of questions she used to ask. She is in the fintech as well, in the financial on the East Coast. But more importantly, I mean, the way the clarity that she has around her thought process, her speech, her how she thinks about certain people, about certain topics, about certain issues around the community. She's a very well versed kind of a very like overall she's a very smart person. So I'm really really glad that I've connected to her, because one thing which I always feel is the more you brush up with people like you, but like Vinita, like now I would say Dheeraj too, it kind of you imbibe certain qualities. And I think I consider myself as that sponge that, not necessarily you have to take everything, but yes, I still try to assimilate everything. Anything good, yes. Sometimes bad too, but that's how human nature works, right? I mean, you just observe some attributes of any individual and then you take it. But I think people like these is, and he's responding Kanpur, just to let you know.
Thank you.
IIT Kanpur.
Thank you.
So I think that's another attribute I think which everybody should possess is just absorb and then take it.
No, it's very refreshing to see you have amazing audience. That's
yes.
I mean, I'm so glad you brought me to this show.
No, I'm really really glad, and yeah, she being she's like you've given me too much credit. No, Vinita, it's not, and I think just like Sanjiv is here. I would love to have, even though you're on the East Coast, I would love to have you on one of the shows, just you and I, and this would give me a lot of kind of good knowledge for myself, and I think this will help me in my journey as well, and all the people who are watching, all the people who are listening. I think this is what it is all about, guys. Being an entrepreneur is not something that you can go to a college and get a degree and then have a stamp on your forehead that what you are an entrepreneur. That's not how it works. A lot of good insights by an amazing entrepreneur himself, Sanjeev. Looking forward to this summit. This is. Go to IIT2020.org, register yourself, look it up all for yourself. I don't think he needs to sell it. Let me be very honest. He doesn't have to sell it, and he is not here for any kind of these kind of publicity. But at the same time, sometimes through the social media, sometimes through all these mediums, we get that kind of outreach which is required for people who are sitting at certain places. These days, a lot of things are happening around the world. COVID being one of the smallest things, I would say, but there are many more things that is happening. बहुत जरूरी है कि ये सारी information through social media, through YouTube, through Facebooks and all that, because आजकल I think a lot of time is spent on Facebooks and all the social media platforms. So I think this is a great initiative by the entire org, I would say, and Sanjeev happens to be the face for sure, along with other team members. I'm sure there's an army. There's an army.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful the people I have. But on the same note, Varun, since you talk about I'm here and I'm inviting everybody to join. The big reason we are doing it and we are looking for more outreach opportunities Bay Area and everywhere globally, if you know and anybody knows, that we have to collaborate.
Yep.
And our conferences in past, it was not like we were not open to anybody else, but it was 98, 99% IIT alumni. And that's where we realize that we can be an exclusive group of people, but for us to make that difference, to impact billion lives. So the big mission we have is, can we create companies which are impacting billion lives, not creating $1 billion? And I share my video with you for the conference.
Yeah.
So we want to invite every single one, every single person on this planet who wants to make the difference. We want to collaborate with them. 500,000 IITians are looking to collaborate with every single human who wants to be part of the future, who wants to work with us. And we are bringing even the rocket scientists. We are bringing a lot of amazing people who are there and going to talk to you as your peer, as your friend. And that is what my promise is to you and all your audience. So I agree with you. We don't have to sell it, but it's important that we invite everyone. This is not an elite club. This is the club for people. This is a club for humanity.
Great. Great thought. One last question, even though I know the answer, but Aruna is asking, is this for students too?
Absolutely. In fact, we are encouraging students, and we even have a startup showcase where if you are a student-run startup, you have a lot of things you get for free.
Okay. So that's your answer, Aruna. And I'll take this last comment. Vinita, she's saying, I'm not an IITian, nor was I a brilliant A student, but I was always curious. And that's what I think is all about. That's what this guy told us the whole 1 hour, we chatted right now, 71 minutes to be precise. This is what it was all about. The curiosity will lead you to something big. Don't never, I would say, stop being curious about anything. I've heard so many stories myself. People used to break certain things and I'm forgetting the name of that person, but he used to buy certain radios and certain items, buy them brand new, get it at home, break it, and then fix it himself. Well, I don't know who that person was. I'm forgetting the name, but there have been people, curious George, as they say, who have really made big. So you could be the next Sanjeev, you could be the next Mark Zuckerberg, you could be the next anybody. But as they say, just be yourself. That's more important. And learn from people like Sanjeev's and the Marks and everybody who have really made a mark for themselves, but at the same time learn from their learnings, learn from their mistakes, and that's it's all about. So, any last comment, Sanjeev, before you go?
Oh, it's a phenomenal experience. You have amazing audience. I'm here, and if you guys have any question, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or any social media. I'm pretty open. I just want to add one thing on curiosity. Look at your kids. How curious are they? When they start walking, how many times they fall? They never give up. We never give up. What happened to when we were 2-year-old and 3-year-old, where no was not even an answer? Just imagine if we start living our life like that. What is possible?
Yeah. I mean,
and it was us,
yep.
Nobody else. So be you, but don't forget from where we came and what we have gone through. Every single audience on this who's listening to us and may listen to us has an amazing story. Don't forget that you are a story by yourself. You are here and listening to this. This is nothing but a miracle for all of us. And we forget that. And it's so important because then the gratitude is not there.
Right. Great. I think
I'm talking to phenomenal people.
Oh yeah. Being a phenomenal person yourself, I know, you're bringing all these amazing people to this, platform as well. I am sure a lot of learnings, a lot of entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, will seek a lot of knowledge, guidance from people like you, and they could be the next game changers, as I
Yes,
see.
absolutely. Be you.
Be you. That's the key word that Sanjeev's going to leave us with. Be you, and of course, magic will happen. But be prepared. That's the preparation is also very important and a key aspect. So on that note, once again, Sanjeev, thank you so much for being here. I know we wanted to chat for 1 hour, but it's been a little bit more than that. But this was a very good conversation. Love to have you back again. And like I said, I could not have started my comeback in the studio better than this. So thank you for giving me this opportunity
Thank
as well,
you.
Sanjeev.
And I'm so glad. Thank you very much, Varun. It was
No,
a lot of fun.
yep, it was. So, all right. So that was Sanjeev Goyal. You can find him on LinkedIn or any social media, with his name, and he'll be more than happy to kind of connect and continue to be motivated by him. You could go to his Facebook page, look at all the fun stuff he does. It's and he did vote as well. So I saw that post as well. So kudos to you. That's also an important message. I think I would love to give everyone that if you don't vote, then you don't have a say. You don't have a word that should come out of your mouth if you haven't voted. So please exercise your birthright. Please exercise that right. Just what, less than 2 weeks left, I guess. So I think it's a moral responsibility that I would encourage all of you to please go out, vote right away. I know I missed the presidential debate right now, which was happening. I will definitely look at it, even though I'm not eligible to vote. But at least I should know, what will the future leader, whosoever it is going to bring to the table. So, but yeah, be curious and continue doing what you're doing. And we'll continue to talk to more such amazing people like Sanjeev, and we'll hopefully bring you more insights around this IIT 2020 the summit, and go to IIT2020.org to register. And Arunaji, thank you for that comment. For the last almost 30 minutes, yeah, about 35 more minutes. I am gonna have one more, I think, guest. Unki मैं wait करूंगा. He might be joining us at 8:30. He is also one of the candidates who's standing from the Fremont area, and his name is Yogi Chok. So he might be joining us in the next 15-20 minutes. So at that point of time, I will make sure you hear him out as well, because, like I said, voting is really, really important. So please make sure you listen to Yogi once he's here. All right, I'm gonna definitely play one song. It's been a while. I haven't played any song. Let me say, uh, before you go, Sanjeev, any favorite song? Anything you want to hear?
जब तक है जान सांस में ली तो मुझे सांस आए.
Okay. What I will do is I will play that song, but I'm gonna play the cover song. The reason I'm gonna play a cover song is we are live on YouTube. We are live on a lot of other platforms. The moment I play the original song, it's gonna block the video right away. So you know what? This little girl looks very interesting. Almost 2 million views. So I'm pretty sure she's done a decent job. So let's listen to this beautiful song in the voice of Yumna Ajeen. Let's go. So yes, Sarada, that's great. She's a mother of three and working, but she was still curious about this summit. So I was expecting. So guys, I will be here for the next Oh, wow. I know that's what I feel, but और जो लोग देख नहीं पा रहे, she is like, I would say about 14, 15 maybe. Yeah. Yeah, doesn't look like the laser. What a good English song. Okay. I can play that. She's wrong. I just hope it's again not a copyright thing. It's a song when I go to stage. Oh, really? Okay. I try to play it a little bit. Yes, I will play that song after one more song request by Sanjiv. So sure, Arnaji, I'll play that. And people are saying thank you to you for being part of the show. Sure, Yogi, I'm going to send the link. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to line. Okay, so that was a beautiful song, of course. We all know that. Let me play a little bit of the English song that Sanjeev requested. I just hope I don't get any kind of copyright issue, but we'll see. अगर आ गई तो आ गई. Let's enjoy. Oh. Take it. All right. Thanks again. Thank you. Sure. All right, guys. So I'm gonna move this for a second because I am expecting a guest now. So let me try. All right, guys. Sorry, थोड़ी सी technical difficulty. Say we are back now, and we will have another guest. So you are listening to me on Radio Mirchi, 3010 a.m. I'm so happy to be back. Almost after 8 months, and this is really, really fun. So let me wait for my guest now. Let me just show you around. Alright. Okay. Come, I'll call you. Sure. Let me know if the audio is okay now because I see a comment sound is bad. So let's see. Great, Jyoti. That's good to know. Yes, go to that website, which is IIT2020.org, and you will get the information. All right, so we will continue to play some more songs. जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, जैसे कि मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, I am here as an RJ as well. Yes, there are other, sorry, there are other things which I am also part of that. Will continue to be part of that, but at the same time, every Thursday 9 से 11 के बीच में. आज थोड़ा exception था. I made a very minor kind of exception, which is between 7 to 9. I was supposed to come at 9 to 11. So हर Thursday को 9 से 11 आपका दोस्त, आपका होस्ट आरजे वरुण ऐसे ही आएगा on Radio Mirchi 1310 AM. आप यहाँ पर भी कॉल कर सकते हैं. हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर है 408-934-1310, 408-934-1310. आज मुझे ये नंबर बोल के और ये बात करके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है because it's been a while. बहुत देर हो चुकी है, almost 8 महीने. जब मैं यहाँ आया था, जब मैं स्टूडियो के अंदर घुसा था, I was not even sure whether I need to I will know how to use the place anymore. But looks like I did not lose touch. So really, really excited to be part of this. And sure, I will play all the songs that you will request because I'm waiting for one guest. And then let me see. Please play Dil Ki Gehra Khol De. Sure, I will play this song, or जैसे कि मैं कहता हूँ, I might not be able to play the original, but I will play anything that. Let's listen to this one. So, Jyoti, here's a song for you. Thank you, Swagta. Thank you so much. And yes, that's what my passion was all about. I used to be regular every Thursday. Let's enjoy the song for now. You welcome. Good to know that. Sure, I will play that song as well. Jab Tak. बहुत प्यारा song है, I love that. Beautiful song, beautiful song. Okay. Let me get my guest now and let me take him on. Give me 1 second. Beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you so much for requesting. I will continue to play more songs, but I have my guest right now, so let me just take him in and then we will go live with him. Okay. I think I have him here. Hello, Yogi.
How are you, Varun? Always a pleasure to see you, man.
Okay, give me 1 second. Looks like I am not able to hear you. Are you mute? Can you check?
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Varun?
Yes, loud and clear. Welcome,
Wonderful.
Yogi.
It's a
How are
pleasure
you?
to be wonderful, Varun. I hope you and the family are doing well. All is well.
Yes, everybody good, and thank you for making this time. This is like I'm back in the studio after 8 months, as we all know, thanks to COVID. I could not be here, and I've got the best of the best to be on my first show. So I was talking to Sanjeev Goyal first, and now you. So I think my day, my week, my month is made. So thank you.
No, it's been a busy day today, but Varun, it was a pleasure speaking to you.
No, my pleasure. So first of all, Yogi, how's the campaign going on? I know very few days left, right?
Oh boy, it was a 12 or 11 days.
Oh yeah, less than 2 weeks, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're not nervous, right? You're not.
No, one thing is, Varun, I've been involved in a lot of campaigns. But your own campaign is always the hardest. I'm on eggshell. And somebody told me, Yogi, that's a good thing. Because when you're worried, you work harder. You never take anything for granted.
Give me 1 second, Yogi. Looks like people are having some echo issues, so I really want to make sure everybody listen to you loud and clear. Okay, can you talk now?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like we have echo.
Is this better?
A little better, yes. Little better.
Okay.
Sure.
Wonderful.
So, people tell me that being on eggshell is a good thing because you're
working
harder.
You're not taking
anything for granted.
Right.
And a little nervous. But what people telling me is we're running a great campaign, and we're working hard, and we're optimistic for a good result.
I'm sure. And of course, all our wishes, all our best wishes are with you, and we are sure you're going to be the winner for no, without any doubt. But tell us, जितने लोग आपको सुन रहे हैं, anybody who's listening to you right now, and all the people around, the Bay Area especially, they know you, they know who you are, what you stand for. But for people who might be watching you for the very first time, people who don't know, and they are still eligible to vote, what would you, Yogi Chog, as a candidate, have to tell them?
Well, my story
My
is
story
no
is no
different
different
than many of
than
you.
many of you.
I'm an
I'm an
immigrant
immigrant
who came to
who
this
came to
country
this
35
country
years
35
ago
years ago
with
with
nothing but a
nothing but
dream
a dream
and to do
and to
better
do
in
better
my
in my life.
life. Came to the
Came
United
to the
States,
United States,
went to
went to
college,
college,
then
then
eventually married
eventually
my
married
wife
my
Monica
wife
as a
Monica as a
doctor
doctor
in our local
in our
community.
local community.
We raised our
We
two
raised our
children.
two children.
Um,
Um,
and now they've
and now
moved
they've
on
moved
to
on to
college.
college.
My
And
daughter will
my
be in
daughter will be
college
in
next
college
year.
next year.
And
And
been involved in
been
the
involved
community
in the
for a long
community for a
time.
long time.
And
And
been involved in
been
the
involved
South
in the
Asian
South Asian
community,
community,
a lot of the
a lot of the
events.
events.
But
But
really been
really
involved
been
in
involved
Fremont
in
for many,
Fremont
many
for
years
many, many
now.
years now.
Planning
Planning
Commission for
Commission
9
for
years.
9 years.
Now I'm
Now I'm
currently an
currently
economic
an
development
economic
commissioner of
development
the city
commissioner
of
of the city
Fremont.
of
These are
Fremont. These
all
are all
volunteer work.
volunteer
We don't
work.
get
We
paid
don't
for
get
that.
paid for that.
Been a part of
Been a part of
nonprofits like
nonprofits
the
like
Human
the Human
Education
Education
Foundation,
Foundation,
Drivers for
Drivers for
Survivors,
Survivors,
and the 4th of
and the
July
4th of
Parade.
July Parade.
And with all
And
this
with all this
experience,
experience,
my
my
corporate
corporate
career, I
career, I
was a part of the
was a part of the
PlayStation team at
PlayStation team
Sony.
at Sony.
Now I have a
Now
small
I have a
business
small
in the
business in
district,
the district,
and
and
we're going to be
we're
empty
going to be empty
nesters.
nesters.
So this is the
So
time
this is
to
the
come
time to
back
come
and
back and
you know work in the
work in the
community and
community and
build a
build
community
a
that I've
community that
loved.
I've loved.
It's been good for
Been
my
good for my
family,
family,
and I want to keep
and I
it
want to
that
keep it
way
that way
for not only
for
my
not
own
only my own
children,
children,
but for the
but
rest
for
of
the
the
rest of
residents of the
the
Fremont district
Fremont
as
district
well.
as well.
So that's a little
So
bit
that's a
about
little bit
myself,
about
Varun.
myself, Varun.
Got it. Got it. And what made you? What prompted you, Yogi? I mean, you've been doing a lot of good work. What prompted you to take this leap and get into this kind of role?
It's a great
It's a great
question,
question.
Varun. Certainly having served
Certainly
the
having served the
community
community
and having the
and
time,
having the
I
time,
felt
I
I could
felt
make
I
a
could make a
difference.
difference.
But
But
COVID
COVID
exposed some
exposed some
vulnerabilities in our
vulnerabilities in our
society,
society.
and I
And I
felt that the
felt that the
decisions that
decisions
the
that
city of
the city
Fremont
of
is going to
Fremont is
make
going to make
in the
in the
next six
next six
months,
months,
1 year, 2
1 year,
years
2 years
will have
will have
profound
profound
implications
implications
on
on
how
how
Fremont
Fremont
evolves over the
evolves
next
over the next
decade.
decade.
And I
And
felt
I
that with
felt
my
that with my
experience,
experience,
the time
the
and the
time and the
willingness that I
willingness that
have,
I have,
and many,
and
many
many,
people
many
told
people
me,
told me,
Yogi, it's
Yogi,
time
it's time
to get
to get
involved. We need
involved. We
somebody
need
like
somebody
you on
like
the
you
city
on the city
council.
council.
And you have
And
a
you
love
have
of
a love of
Fremont,
Fremont.
you have a
You have a
passion for
passion for
Fremont.
Fremont.
You can make
You
a
can make a
difference.
difference.
And that's why
And
I
that's why I
decided to
decided
run.
to run.
And Varun, if
And
I may
Varun, if I may
share,
share,
a lot of
a
times
lot of
people
times
make the
people make the
decision to
decision
run.
to run.
Um,
Um,
during COVID,
During
I
COVID, I
literally talked
literally talked
to
to
over
over
200 people
200
all
people
across
all
Fremont
across
from all
Fremont from
walks of
all
life.
walks of life.
And
And
we had a
we had a
conversation about
conversation
what
about
was
what was
important for them.
important for them.
And this was
And
small
this was
business
small business
owners,
owners,
people who work for
people who work for
companies,
companies,
lots of people
lots of
from all
people
walks
from
of
all
life,
walks of life,
teachers,
teachers,
police
police
officers,
officers,
small business
small
owners.
business owners.
And they talked
And they
about
talked about
how
how
COVID has
COVID has
disrupted everything
disrupted
in our
everything in
lives
our life
and how they
and how they
expect the
expect the
government
government
and city
and city
council
council
will everything happens in a
already
way where
happens in a way
everybody's
where
able to
everybody's
recover.
able to recover.
So those are
Okay.
some
So
of the
those are
reasons
some of the
why I
reasons
was
why I was
inspired to run.
inspired to run.
Sure. Yogi, looks like people are still getting a lot of echo. I was hoping this is clear, but I don't know what's happening. So Rohan or Deepak ji, if it is still echoing, can you please put a message? Otherwise, I can ask Yogi to just get off the stream and come back again,
Okay.
and maybe that might help.
Okay, we'll do
Okay,
that.
we'll do that.
All right, thank you. Okay, so guys, Yogi is off. Let me know अगर अभी भी echo आ रही है मेरी आवाज में. Oh, my voice is clear. Okay, so looks like it was definitely something on Yogi's end. We'll see. While I wait for him, let me do this. गाने की request आई थी, and this is one of my favorite songs. I'm gonna play that for you all. Enjoy. Okay. Can you hear the song now? All right. Let's try one more time.
Is this
Is
better?
this better?
Okay. I'll have to wait. I can hear you properly. I would see if everybody can hear you loud and clear. So, guys, if you can, please हमें बताओ कि you can hear us loud and clear. Or if you
I'm hearing some echo though.
You want to try
You want
Zoom?
to try Zoom?
Right now I cannot because I'm already in the live. No, still an echo. Okay, let me try this. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let's try now. Yeah, it looks like. So let me do this, Yogi. I think there seems to be some internet thing. So we'll try to get you back again.
Let me try this.
Sure.
I'll try this.
Sure. Or otherwise, let's do it this way, Yogi. Can you call me? Okay, let me just. He's off. Okay. Thank you guys for clarifying. Let me ask him to call on the 40894. Okay. So I will take him. Anyways, let me play the song while we wait for him. Hey, Yogi. Hello. Hello. Yes, Yogi. Okay. I don't know something wrong with the internet, but what I'll do is I'll take you on the air. Okay, without the video. All right. Give me 1 second. Hey, Yogi. Can you hear me now? Hello, Yogi. Can you hear me? Yogi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Varun. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Yes, perfect. I can hear you now, loud and clear. Okay, so you were saying, tell us a little bit, what prompted you. That's what you were saying, right?
Right, Varun. Literally, obviously, kids off in college, Monica and I are going to be empty nesters, so really this was the time when I felt that I could learn without any interruptions of work, right? Sometimes in a corporate life, you can travel and work, all of that is difficult sometimes. But I could serve the community.
Right.
The second reason, Varun, as I mentioned, COVID did expose vulnerabilities in our society. And in having conversations with people all across Fremont, one of the things people said is these are difficult times, and the decisions we're going to be making over the course of the next 6 to 12 months will have profound impacts on the future of Fremont. So really feeling that with my experience in corporate America and my small business, understanding budgets, my nonprofit work, understanding that people power decision making can make a difference, my experience on the Planning Commission, my experience on the Economic Development Commission where I currently serve, really will enable me to be able to work with the rest of the council members to solve some of the challenges Fremont faces. So that was really the motivation and inspiration why I wanted to run.
Right. Great. Wonderful. And why don't you tell a little bit about, the challenges right now? Yogi, I mean, one of the questions which comes up is this COVID has really brought down the economy, right? I mean, how do you see or how do you feel we can bring it back to where it was? I don't know if we can even bring it back to where it was, but at least make it a little bit more sustainable for our small medium business owners and the salon owners, the coffee shop owners and all that stuff. What's your take on that?
The conversation is a very important point because that's exactly what everybody's talking about. The COVID recovery and the economic recovery has to happen in parallel, and we have to do it safely. There will be a new normal, right? When will the therapeutics, when will the vaccine come by? It's still unclear. So we're going to have to learn to cope. So using masks, washing our hands, the distance, I think that just become a part of our new normal. And as a part of that, I think we have to look back at how do we reopen safely. And the conversation comes across multiple spectrums, right? And offices were able to come back and work remotely, and we're still evolving and figuring out how and when do we go back to the offices. The second conversation is about when do we go back to schools.
Right.
The distance learning, we've kind of figured that out a little bit, but I think it's just a matter of time before we need to figure out, is there a hybrid model, or do we continue through the next year? So those are conversations that need to happen. But in this whole thing, I think the availability of masks, availability of sanitizers, all of these things have to be made available.
Right.
Our restaurants, they've evolved. They've figured out how to do delivery. But I think the small businesses and protecting them is very, very important because, as you know, 60% of the local jobs are small businesses. So during COVID recovery and economic recovery, protecting our small businesses is very, very important.
Right.
PPP loans were steps in the right direction, but not everybody qualified. And that's where some of the cities came back with the fund from the government, the federal government, the community development block grants, the public-private partnerships that help give grants to some of these businesses. And that's what we have to figure out. How do we continue to allow our businesses to survive over the next 6 months? Because I believe that as we get through this, the economy will roar to the point where businesses may be able to come back and recover. So from a city council standpoint, I would say that we need to ensure that we can take all the bureaucratic hurdles out. We need to continue to focus on making sure that grants are available both from the city funds, county, state, and federal, and then the public-private partnerships are so important. If we can make this recovery sustainable for the small businesses just a little bit longer, that's what we need. So, the conversation about helping the tenants with their rent payments, right, as the eviction moratorium is going to be lifted. Every city is going to have to deal with how to address that. These are some of the things that we're going to have to deal with. So the recovery is going to be gentle and slow, but in the process, we have to recognize that businesses are struggling, and we have to do whatever we can to help them succeed. Frankly, the first word I think is to survive, then succeed, and then thrive, which is what we're hoping we can accomplish once we get our arms around this pandemic.
Perfect. No, that's a good way of looking at it. And maybe one last question for you. This economy definitely will take some time to recover. But how do you feel can we instill some kind of confidence among our community and among our people to get out and because I don't think the vaccine will be out soon. I've been hearing that for a while, but we all know the winter season is going to come and people are very scared to come out. They're very scared to send their kids to school. I'm being a parent myself. I also have the same kind of challenges, same kind of questions. My daughter's school has sent us surveys where they're asking us whether we are confident to send our kid. And for now, I have been very vocal about it that no, I'm still not confident. How would you instill that kind of confidence among an average person like me?
Vivek, I believe that hope is a very important thing. We have to hope for the best,
right?
But we have to be prepared for the worst. We always have to, right?
Right.
That's why protecting our most vulnerable, our elderly, and everybody else is so important, right? And that's why I think the flu season upon us, we're going to have to be even more diligent. That's why it's very important to make sure that there's a supply of PPEs and we have the testing available. Testing is so important, right?
Right.
And in regards to the reopening of our schools, we have to be smart about it. We have to be safe because, our children in this generation has lost an opportunity. But we have to be there for them. We have to inspire confidence in them. We have to ensure that we can keep them wholesome, continue to engage, get the education that they can get. But we still need to ensure that mental health, all of those things have to be kept in context as well. K through 12 education was never designed for online learning. But we've reacted and we've adapted. We're going to have to get better at that.
Right.
And we certainly have to figure out how to do it safely. And that's critically important, right? So that's why testing is so very, very important. And even when the vaccine were to come out, 330 million people across the country, servicing our most vulnerable first. And by the time it begins, we could easily be into 2021 and 2022.
Yeah.
Every school right now is tasked with making the conversation about not only our students, but also protecting our teachers in the classroom and all of that as well. So it's work in progress, but what I will leave everybody is with this. In the moment of crisis, we always come through. And we just have to have the confidence that times will get better. We will have some personal responsibility, but it's everything in the sense that a rising tide lifts all. We have to be patient with each other. We have to recognize that there's some who are more vulnerable than others. And if we help them now, it'll just help make wholesome and robust communities. So Varun, there's no magical answer to this. But all I can say is we just have to hope for the best.
Right.
We'll get through it.
Right.
That's really what I would like to leave your listeners with. We're very difficult times.
Yeah.
But I believe that these difficult times strengthen us as people. And if we can lend a helping hand to those in need, let's play it forward and really be there for our children. I've often told parents that as a part of the education, our children are adaptable. They're much in terms of learning the way we used to learn differently. So, we're in that space where we need to take care of their mental health. We need to be encouraging of them. We need to give them a sense of normalcy in their lives and just always be there to come back and cope with the difficult times that they have to deal through. For those that have lost their jobs, right, we need to help them. That's why I'm so proud of the faith-based initiatives and the nonprofits that have stepped up, right?
Right.
If we're in a position to donate, we should.
Yeah.
Because the rising tide lifts all, right? So that's really what I would leave everybody with. Let's be a little optimistically cautious, but let's have hope that we will turn this thing around and the COVID and the economic recovery will allow people to really come back to a point where they can manage to ride through this for the next 6 months. And I'm hoping that, decisions will be made at the federal level, the state, the county, and the cities to come back and do whatever we can in any of the austerity measures that we have to do, just to bounce back to a point when things will be back to normal. There will be a new normal. I don't know when it will be.
Yep.
But we're living it, and we just have to be optimists. So hope I'd like to give to the listeners today.
That is so nice, and that is how I think we will all come out through this pandemic. And we've seen a lot of other issues as well in the past. I'm sure we will go past this as well in no time. So on that note, of course, first of all the very best. I know you stand for values, you stand for all of us, and I'm sure you're gonna make us all very, very, very proud as well. The last comment, a couple of people are asking, and especially in Fremont, where would the party be once you win?
Well, we'll have a Zoom party for sure. So I'm not sure that be able to get lifted out of that.
Right.
So, before the victory party, what I would encourage the listeners to do is it's an important election, right? The presidency and all of the other elections are very important, but local city council decisions are very, very important because these are the decisions that impact our local communities on a daily basis.
Right.
So it's very important for voters to vote. I'm very proud of my track record. I've got a lot of support, a lot of endorsements. I would just, in the interest of time, I would encourage your listeners, if they live in District 6 of Fremont, which is a portion of Mission and a portion in the area of Irvington, around Irvington High School and Horner Elementary and Durham Elementary and Harvey Green, that's the district. And people who want more details about my campaign can visit yogiforfremont.com, which is YOGIFOR Fremont.com. But vote is very important.
Yes.
You receive your ballots, complete them, mail them, or drop them off at drop-off station, or vote on the day of. Go to the registrar of voters, Alameda County or Santa Clara County or Contra Costa County to see where you can vote. But vote. This is a very important election. It's the future of our country. It's the future of our communities. It's the future of who we are as people.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. So guys, पहले भी मैंने बोला था, and I'm going to repeat that again. Yogi has already said that. most important thing is to go out and vote. You can ask the questions only if you have exercised your vote. Later on, if you say that, this is what has happened and this is not has happening, you won't have that same kind of power, and you shouldn't be. So I think it's a very kind of commonsensical thing right now. Please go out if you have your votes already. You have done it. More power to you and kudos to you. But at the same time, if you haven't, please go out and vote. It is very, very, very important. There are people who really want to, they cannot for some reasons. But then, if you have the right, then please do exercise it. And any last comment, anything you want to say, Yogi, before I let you?
Well, I like your show. You have done amazingly well. You brought in a fruitful conversation. One of the things that your creativity is what I admire and I love. You did what you're doing, and our community is better because of you.
Thank you so much, Yogi. And I wish you all the very best from my side and, of course, from the entire Radio Mirchi 2010 family. And we look forward to having you back again
Once you are
victorious. So we'll have a celebration here at the studio as well, a virtual one. Thank you so much. Good night. All right, so that was Yogi Chug. He's standing from District 6. Fremont mein hai. You should please go ahead and vote for him and complete full support to him. All right, one last song. Isko maine band kiya tha, and here we go with the song. Thank you for requesting this beautiful, beautiful song. जैसे कि आप जानते ही हैं, I definitely will be back on the regular stuff as well. हम लोग सुशांत के बारे में भी बात करेंगे, but right now these 2 hours, every Thursday between 9 to 11, we will be back in the studio and we will continue to talk about a lot of other fun stuff as well. Thank you everyone. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay. Can you hear now? Okay. Anyways, I think it's almost time, so let me just kind of show you from inside the studio. So जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं, let me change the song one last time. So हालांकि मैंने सोचा था this might be the last song, but looks like I have time for one last song, so I'm gonna play this one. Enjoy, guys. Hope you can hear this. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. A special dedication for Sushant. Unfortunately, Arunaji, my show starts at 9 o'clock. Midnight में शुरू हुआ करेगा आपके. हाँ बस 30 seconds. ठीक है. Thank you so much, Arunaji. All right, guys, on that note, thank you so much. Take care. Good night. I will see you next Thursday, 9 p.m. Till then, obviously, उससे पहले हम different platform पे मिलेंगे, बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे. But from the radio station, I'm gonna sign off. Take care. Good night, and I will see you very soon. Jai Mata Di, and let's keep the motivation high, guys, and stay positive. Thank you so much. Bye bye.